Thank you to everyone who has asked us and requested for us to do a video on this. It took us quite a while, but there were many things we had to think through and address in a wise manner.
At the right time.
Yes, at the right time.
Hi. We are talking about a very intense topic.
Yeah.
If you haven't already yet watched our How We Met video, definitely check this video out for context. The link will be here, and it's basically the story of how we met. In this video, we're talking about our age gap. It's a video that we wanted to do for quite a long time now, but we wanted to be careful with how we approach it, and we also wanted to be wise with how we address it. So we do have a 5-year age gap. It's not that big. I'm 23 and Michael is 28. But when we first met, which was when I was 14, Michael was 19. And in a lot of different circumstances and different general ideas of that kind of situation, it could look a little bit not normal. And in a lot of cases, it could look very dangerous as well, because, you know, you're dealing with someone underage, you're dealing with someone of adult age, and there's just kind of a lot of what's really going on here, or is that okay? Like, isn't there a huge difference? So I guess we'll kind of talk a little bit about that.
Well, it's more like the guy's a pedophile. And
okay, yeah, that's the main concern of people, is that
he's trying to look for sex.
In younger women.
Yeah. Or he's trying to take advantage.
Yeah.
Trying to...
Either he's attracted to premature girls or prepubescent or Yeah. Or he's using them to his advantage because they have less power. So it could be the two. Actually, we did have people from both our sides of our circles, our life circles, who were against our relationship. And there was like rumors going around in my year saying that I was dating like some old guy and that he was a pedophile, even though Michael didn't really show signs of pedophilia at all.
No.
And from your side, your family and people from your church were also discouraging you from pursuing this relationship. So we actually broke up because of like our age gap, and due to the counsel, I guess, of the adults of his church and his sister, who he really looks up to, were discouraging him from pursuing the relationship because of our age gap. You know, I'm still young.
I guess being young, having a 5-year age difference when you're 15 to 20 compared to like 25 to 30, the maturity gap is not as big.
So they're concerned for our relationship and the function of our relationship due to our maturity gap.
I think there are a few reasons. That's one of them. Like a 15-year-old mindset is totally different from a 20-year-old mindset, which is totally different from a 25-year-old mindset, which is different from a 30-year-old mindset.
Yes.
They thought
how does that play into our relationship?
They thought that relationship wouldn't last. It's another thing, of course, it's the age. You'd obviously have a lot of negative attention, misunderstanding, and gossip, criticism. For me, it was a first relationship, and maybe for you in a sense as well. They also perhaps thought or concluded that, oh, this is a rash decision. It's not well thought out. It's foolish. They don't even know what a relationship is. These are just young, immature. They will just break up in less than 3 months.
So they were counseling us in love, but with misunderstandings too. I feel like in a way we both were looking for the same thing in the relationship, which I felt like I saw a lifetime companion with you.
Yeah.
That's basically a spouse.
I guess for my mindset is I take a relationship very seriously. And for me, a relationship will lead towards, like you said, lifelong commitment or companionship. Ultimately, a marriage commitment or a marriage covenant. And a dating relationship, its direction will point towards marriage. And a marriage points towards God. That's just the motto I go by. So this relationship wasn't some kind of, oh, I'm going to try to take advantage of you, or it's not like I'm trying to gain some kind of experience or have some kind of fun. Yeah. Or, I don't know, anything. Yeah. It's not like that.
And I don't even think we liked each other like that to begin with. Like, that's something about our relationship that makes it very unique to this general circumstance of an age gap, because we both entered the relationship with a strong friendship and a desire for lifelong companionship, which is basically a marital spouse.
Yes. So we both consented into this relationship, not like necessarily based on like an eros kind of love, like a romantic infatuational physical love, but it's more a strong friendship of shared values, shared goal, if you can say, principles and what we believe. The friendship was the biggest thing, how we can understand and connect and communicate.
And in most circumstances, I think it's mostly like 75% dependent on the older counterpart, because they do have a little bit of a higher like maturity and understanding mentality. The responsibility and the outcome of the relationship is 75% reliant on the elder counterpart. It does really heavily rely on the intention of the older counterpart. I'm saying older counterpart because this kind of circumstance, statutory rape or taking advantage or pedophilia, it can happen in any circumstances. And I think it's mostly the intention of the older counterpart that would really play into what kind of relationship this is. And in a way, a lot of viewers and a lot of people who I know, they always say like, oh, you're so lucky because it was Michael, and because it was Michael, because of the person, the kind of man that you are and the intention that you had.
Okay.
Like nothing like that had resulted because it wasn't our intention to begin with.
I think lucky is the wrong word. Lucky implies that it was by chance.
Yeah. Lucky, like you said, it's by chance. Like if it wasn't you, if it was some like other guy who wanted to take advantage of me, I don't think I would have even pursued that relationship. Because why would I even get along with this person? Yeah. If that was his intention.
And it would have started off
I would have slapped him like 5 times because I don't even like that. So dictionary says, and I've searched it because I've had a lot of people anonymously writing to my Formspring, anyone remember Formspring, saying like, oh, your boyfriend's a pedophile, or like blah, blah, blah. And so I would respond, and obviously like the Nami, high school Nami, would use dictionary definition with quotations, replacing words with square brackets. Pedophilia is defined as an adult who is sexually attracted to children.
So an adult, usually most places 18 years or older.
Yes.
Sexually attracted to children, which could be a broad term.
Yes, it's very broad.
17 and under.
Mm-hmm. Or I guess the age of consent per state or per region.
Right.
But like when I think child, I think prepubescent.
So like 12 and under.
Yes.
In Ontario, Canada, the age of consent is 16 years.
Yes, where we reside. Mm-hmm. I definitely think that if it's anything criminal, if it's anything like obviously suspicious in the makeup of the relationship or the intention of either counterparts, I guess age is a factor that people can use as an indicator for those kinds of criminal intentions. I think it's safer. It's on the safer side to not assume, but to be cautious of those kinds of circumstances and care for both parties of a relationship with an age gap. But I also don't think maybe it's that healthy to just fully presume all relationships with age gaps are ill-intended. I guess there's that difference between assumption and caution.
So to get straight to the point, was I a pedophile?
I don't think I want to make the intention of this video that, but I think it's something important to address.
Yeah, because I want to. Absolutely no. I think for many reasons.
Yeah.
One being, I am absolutely not sexually attracted
to a premature...
to children. Yeah. It's very disturbing.
Yeah.
Sexual attraction wasn't it wasn't a factor in initiating this relationship. And of course, we knew that there would be a lot of backlash or disagreement in this relationship.
Yeah.
So us knowing that, I kind of believe that we could communicate and work it out and commit through. And just because we're younger, it doesn't mean that we're immature. It's learning as we go.
Yeah.
I kind of knew that we had that
complete
understanding, the way we communicate, the things we value. It's like, this is someone who I can see for the rest of my life, working with, serving with, suffering with, living life with, doing everything. It's a choice that you make and something that you have to follow through. I think another reason is because my intent is to marry her.
Yeah.
My vision and my definition of marriage is, it's really
God saved my life through you.
It's really not about me.
Yeah.
It wasn't about me. It's not about my pleasure and my gain.
Yeah.
It's really, okay, is this someone I believe I can commit to and love and serve for the rest of my life? Okay, let's do it. Let's get into a relationship and let's work on it. We talked about how the age of consent is 16, so we didn't have sexual relations until, well, Nami got pregnant when she was 17.
Yes.
We believe that biblically stated that sexual relations before marriage is sin.
Yes.
And it's not in the design of how God intends. So in our sin, that's something that we did wrong.
Yes.
Yes, as a disclosure, we did not illegally engage.
Yes.
You were 17, obviously. That's when you got pregnant, and then Galahad was born when you were 18.
Yes.
All right. So we clear that.
Yes.
And now I think another reason why I'm not a pedophile is certainly don't fit in the Webster's dictionary definition of it.
Yes.
And I also believe that even the word pedophilia, even though someone doesn't understand, someone may not hold to the dictionary definition. It's more of a culturally conditioned or culturally structured idea. Like, oh, if you're 20 and you're in a relationship with a 15-year-old, I don't even care if you're not sexually attracted to her. Just the nature of that relationship, it's pedophilic. Like, you're a creep. Who are you?
Yeah.
It totally disregards the intent and the approach and the mindset towards this relationship. Because for us, we didn't know the word then, but I think a very simple definition that I would say what courtship is compared to dating is that courtship has the intent towards marriage, but has a community accountability with it.
Yes.
So one thing that I did was when we first got into a relationship, I told Nami to tell her parents.
Yes.
I told my parents. I told my family.
Yes.
So others know of this relationship, and there could be a sense of accountability, like how are things going?
Yeah.
And there could be a stricter eye, I guess you can say, of making sure nothing weird is going on. I think that's important of having those extra eyes. Pedophiles have a disposition all about the self, gaining some kind of pleasure. There could be many root causes of it. Maybe someone is lonely from an abusive childhood and they're trying to find fulfillment through that. Or maybe someone is angry and they're finding that as an outlet. Maybe someone is depressed and they find that as a comfort haven. Maybe sometimes it could be just sexual fulfillment. Sometimes it could be power. They want to feel powerful.
I think the same, but opposite. Everyone is selfish. Everyone only cares about themselves, and everyone only pursues what their selves desire. But for each person, that selfishness can be expressed differently. For example, my selfishness can be expressed with shouting and like flipping tables. For everyone, I think their weakness, I guess you could say, I'd like to say more so their disposition is different. And that doesn't make it right. it doesn't make anything right. I think it's all wrong.
Right.
But at the same time, I think we're all the same,
right.
but we're all wrong. It just comes out different. And in some cases, those things that come out could be criminal because they harm other people as well. For example, like manslaughter. My rage can turn into manslaughter, or like...
If you are pursuing a relationship, and I think all relationships are not serious, because all relationships pertain to other people. You can't really be unserious with people, because people are people. They are valuable.
Yeah.
It's not about dominating. It's not about being alpha. It's not about getting what you want. It's about giving it all up. I think now we're a lot more refined and we've become a lot wiser. But back then we were attempting to have a biblical approach, a pure approach.
But we had no support.
Yeah.
In a way. I think more than the age, it's definitely the intention of the relationship and the intention of the two parties of the relationship. I've seen couples and relationships with the same age in their late 20s in relationships, and they end up hurting each other as well, or they feel taken advantage of, or like people can feel anything, anytime, anywhere.
Right.
If you are pursuing a relationship like this, or if you know someone pursuing a relationship like this, I think the most important thing is to stay in good communication with each other and also with the people around that relationship to make sure everything is still okay. If you have any more questions regarding our relationship, definitely please ask them. So that's it, and we'll see you next time.